I mean, I think that if you're going to be doing something 8 hours a day, that you need to make it important. And if you can somehow intertwine things you're interested in, things you're learning about, things you want to learn about, into whatever you're designing or producing, then it's much more interesting for everyone. I'm from a tiny town in the middle of Kansas called Great Bend. I was sort of addicted to Style with Elsa Clench, which was, at the time, it was sort of the only fashion program on television. Both of my parents were definitely very well put together. My father was a politician. He was always in a suit with a pocket square and a tie. He was colorblind though, so he put together some rather exciting combinations. And I do remember each morning at breakfast my mother saying, "Bob, are you really going to wear that tie with that shirt?" He'd say, "Does it not?" She'd say, "No." And then later, she just said, "Oh, looks great." My mother, throughout the 60s and I think even into the 70s, was still wearing hats. And she, whatever, loved that polished, put together look of, hat, gloves, bag. Most of the magic happens right here at this table that is just piled with junk. Well, Ferris is a fixture in the studio. And as I'm working on a hat, I'm picking this up and saying, does that work with that hat? No, but what else? My jacket is, well, it was my father's, and I have no idea where he bought this, but it's shark skin, it's wool. Obviously, I think it was a vintage tea towel that I turned into a pocket square. I've always adored Matsuda, and sort of at the end of my run, I went to Matsuda and everything was half price. It was still
a fortune.
A fortune, yes. But I thought I might never make it back to New York, so I have to have this. That these clothes are gorgeous. What I'm wearing right now is kind of like my day uniform. Typically a polo shirt, preferably without a logo, and a bright color because sometimes it's dark in New York. I've had this belt for about 15 years. Barney's Holiday Windows. And we were making crowns for Harry and William. So I used the Prince's symbol and monkeying around. And, there was always that rumor that maybe this is actually the father to the redhead. Who knows? And then he'd had his little incident with marijuana, and just kind of a subversive skull and crossbone and the royal seal. I'm tempted to wear it. If it's ever cold enough, I might. And it's the one piece of cashmere that Ferris has not eaten. He loves cashmere. I mean, the sweater I was wearing earlier, it's a cashmere shawl.
That is crazy.
He has good taste. It's usually an obsession. I find a story in the news or learn about some old designer or place or artist, and I want to know more. And I think sort of as an excuse for taking the time to Google and just dig in, I apply it to my collection so that it is work-related. But then it's also much more fun to do my work.